What is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or even the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. My friends, welcome. So great to be speaking with you again here on this great evening. I hope you all had an awesome uh, uh, day, a awesome Thanksgiving. Look, it is the holiday seasons. It's time for Christmas. I don't know about you, but I am in the Christmas spirit. I'm already been binge watching some Christmas movies. I've already spoken about it here on the show. How corny I am. Yes, I am a Hallmark Christmas movie guy. Um, what else? The Grinch, all the National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. I am glued to the TV when it comes for Christmas, and just a tradition. My wife and we already making our hot apple cider. I usually make it like a specialty apple cider, like a spiked one. So and we've already partaken in our our advents and all that great stuff. So we're having a great time. We're having a ball right now, and yeah, just really getting into the Christmas spirit. So hope you all are doing the same. I'm recovered from the Thanksgiving feast, and now it's time for another feast, the holiday feast, right? So yeah, I'm just hyped again, coming to you all here on another great episode of the Arington Gavin Show. I believe this is episode 226, my friends. 226. We keep the momentum going. Keep the momentum going. We hope that you all are still tuning in and sharing with people about the program. Look, we're growing each and every step of the way. We have great guests in store for you for the upcoming episodes. Great conversations as always. And look, we're going to be hitting conversations and topics, of course, from the realms of politics, pop culture, and sports this evening. So do me a favor. If you go on social media, go to Instagram. Look, follow us if you haven't. Follow our Instagram page, The Arington Gavin Show. You can also follow us on X, as well as Substack at The Arington Gavin Show. We haven't started our Blue Sky account yet. It's just, we got so much stuff happening, but you can also find us on Threads as well. You can tune into the program via streaming, or any digital platform. So of course, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can tune into the Arington Gavin Show. You can watch us via streaming platforms of YouTube and Rumble. Okay, at the Arington Gavin Show on YouTube and Rumble, as well as you can listen to us on air on the radio airwaves on WDJY 99.1 FM straight talk out of the Georgia area. So multiple ways you can tune in, as well as WDJYFM.com online. So multiple platforms. We drop new episodes weeknights, okay? Monday through Fridays, weeknights. So we air new episodes every day, literally. And you're probably like, Arington, do you ever get tired? Yeah, but it's like, I have fun doing this. I have fun having conversations with you all. I am here venting and sharing my opinion on some of the crazy thing that's happening in our world, some of the interesting stories and conversations. And again, I feel like that's what America is missing, is just one big conversation. We've with so many division and divisiveness happening in our society, people walk away and there is no conversation happening. I mean, come on, we just had a Thanksgiving holiday where there's families out there that probably has different viewpoints politically, and in other things, and they say, you know what, I don't really want to invite this person at my table, or I refuse to attend their Thanksgiving, and that exists. It's sad, but that exists. So I just want to let you guys know, anybody and everybody is welcome here at the Arington Gavin Show. The door is always open, for conversation. So that's just how I roll. That's just me. That's how I roll. Let's see here. Look, before we move forward, I always have to acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arington Gavin Show, like our friends over at Rugged Evolution Beard Care. That's right. It's the holiday season. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Rugged is the new smooth. They are an all-natural men's grooming line that offers 17 scented beard oils, beard balms, conditioning shampoos, everything you need to help enhance and take care of your facial hair care needs as well as your skin care. Because yes, fellas, we do have a regimen. We not just, we can be rough and tough, but we also got to take care of our temple externally when it comes to our skin, when it comes to our facial hair. A lot of you sporting beards and mustaches and goatees, look, our facial hair is the magnet to bacteria and grease. So if you don't have a product that you help take care of and help, moisturize and all that good stuff, look, you're gonna be slacking, you're gonna be behind. And it is, we're heading into the, well, not heading, but we are in a winter climate where it is cold out there, which means, look, our skin dries out easily, and that affects our beard and our facial hair. So look, do me a favor, visit rugged.evo.com. That is the name of Rugged Evolution Beard Care's website, www.ruggedevo.com. They have a lot of great sales happening. I want to say until until the end of December, if I'm not mistaken, they are having a sale where every purchase $50, if any purchase that is $50, you get to receive $50 or more, you get to receive a complimentary exfoliating soap. And if you purchase an item that is I want to say $75 and above, then guess what? You get to receive a complimentary candle. Yes, they have amazing soy-based candles at Rugged Evolution. So that's so much great stuff, so many great sales happening. Go ahead and treat that special man in your life, or treat yourself, fellas, because we have a huge demo of Ben that tune into this program. So treat yourself to some great products. Let's see what we're going to do next. We're going to head to a quick commercial break. When we come back, my friends, we're going to have our fun fact of the day, and then we're going to get it going with some of our topics. So don't go anywhere. You are tuning in to the Arington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
What is happening, my friends? Welcome back to the Arington Gavin Show. As we always like to do, a tradition here on the program, we like to toss it up with a quick fun fact just before we get going in our topics. We want to continue to educate y'all. Feel as though that nobody's really, educating the public all the time. And it doesn't have to be aggressive. It's just with a quick fun fact, like, oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. So look, today's fun fact is about a legendary artist by the name of Bob Dylan. That's right, that Bob Dylan. The Bob Dylan with hits like, let's see here, what were some of his hits? The Free Willin' Bob Dylan. That was some of his folk songs. He's a famous one of his favorite albums, popular album. Excuse me. He is a popular and famous folk singer, Bob Dylan. Did you guys know that Bob Dylan's birth name was Robert Zimmerman? Yes, so he's had multiple other name changes besides just Bob Dylan. Here's some of his other names. So the Hebrew name, and I might forgive me if I mispronounce this, Shabbatai Zisel ben Avraham, and then you had Elston Gunn, you had Blind Boy Grunt, you had Bob Landy, Robert Milkwood Thomas, Tendom Porterhouse, Lucky Wilbury, Boo Wilbury, Jack Frost, Sergio Petrov, and then Zimmy. Those are some of his other names. That's a lot of names. I don't know where he gets these names from, man. But obviously, Bob Dylan has stuck with him the longest, and it became the more popular one. He's currently 83 years old, man. And again, he is a legendary artist. He's published 9 books of paintings and drawings. Let's see, he's a best-selling, one of the best-selling musicians of all times, with 125 million records sold. He is a 2016 Nobel Peace Prize winner. He's won the Medal of Freedom, Grammy Award, Golden Globe Award, Academy Award, inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Nashville's Songwriters Hall of Fame. Am I missing anything? I think I've mentioned everything. The man is talented. And his voice is very interesting because only Bob Dylan got a voice. Like, nobody else can sound like Bob Dylan. I remember the legendary song "We Are the World" that Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson, as well as Lionel Richie, put together with so many great artists. This happened, I think, in like the early 90s, late 80s, something like that. And Bob Dylan had a role where, you hear his voice. It's true to make better day. Just you and me. Just you and me. That was an awful Bob Dylan impersonation, but that's how I imagine. That's what I hear from him. But hey, the world loves him. He's a plain Jane fellow. You could, pure hippie. Hair is the worst looking hair I've ever seen in showbiz, but hey, it sells. It's his hairstyle. It's his brand. It's his look. He doesn't give a F about that. So that was our fun fact about Bob Dylan. For all you Bob Dylan fans out there, you probably knew this, and for those who weren't, hey, you probably didn't. Okay, let's get it going with our stories, man. So of course, we got to start it off with some Trump news. I don't know if y'all have heard, but he recently he's continuing to, I wouldn't say throw up names. He is serious about these names. He is nominating people I consider Trump loyalists to his administration. Now, there's a huge list. I'll just name you a few, known names that he's been tossing into his cabinet. Sean Duffy, Fox News host, and I think former Congressman Sean Duffy. Pete Hegseth, excuse me, another Fox News host, former military vet. At the time, Matt Gaetz, who's withdrawn from consideration because his background checks is poor, very, very awful. We don't need to go too much into that. You can look it up yourself. Matt Gaetz, former Florida congressman. Linda McMahon, RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy. Am I forget? There's so many other names up there, but a recent name that he had just tossed up, man by the name of Kash Patel. Kash Patel, Kash Patel. He has been a long-standing Trump loyalist, Trump supporter, and what can I say? He is a person who has always been team Trump. I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of creepy in my opinion. He has a look like, okay, you need to watch out for this guy. He just looks a little, there's something iffy about this guy. That's just me. Let me go ahead and pull up a graphic of, so I can put a face to it for those who are watching. For those who are listening, again, Kash Patel, and I'll read you a little more on who this individual is. Let me go ahead and pull that up for you guys. Let's see here. Recently, and this is a report. This is an article by The Hill. An MSNBC writer says that Kash Patel, as FBI director would be like if you cross Alex Jones with J. Edgar Hoover. Yeesh. Some folks have said he's just as worse of a pick as Matt Gaetz. And this is an article from an opinion writer. So let me play the soundbite of this gentleman who was a regular on Stephen Bannon's podcast he hosts called War Room. It's on all platforms, mainly strong right conservative outlets. But let me go ahead and just play you a couple of his.
Confident that when you go back and is a senior member of this administration, President Trump's administration, starting in the afternoon of the 20th of January of 2025, do you feel confident that you will be able to deliver the goods, that we can have serious prosecutions and accountability? And I want the Morning Joe producers that watch us and all the producers that watch us, this is just not rhetoric. We're absolutely dead serious. We're not, you cannot have a constitutional republic and allow what these deep staters have done to the country. The deep state, the administrative state, the fourth branch of government never mentioned in the Constitution, is going to be taken apart brick by brick. And the people that did these evil deeds will be held accountable and prosecuted, criminal prosecutions. Cash, I know you're probably going to be head of the CIA, but do you believe that you can deliver the goods on this in a pretty short order of the first couple of months so we can get rolling on? Do you feel highly confident that when you go back in prosecutions?
Yes, we got the bench for it, Bannon, and you know those guys. I'm not going to go out there and say their names right now so the radical left-wing media can terrorize them. But, excuse me, the one thing we learned in the Trump administration the first go-around is we got to put in all-America patriots top to bottom. And we got them for law enforcement. We got them for intel collection. We got them for offensive operations. We got them for DOD, CIA, everywhere. And the one thing we will do that they never will do is we will follow the facts and the law and go to courts of law and correct these justices and lawyers who have been prosecuting these cases based on politics and actually issuing them as lawfare. We will go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections. We're going to come after you, whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we're putting you all on notice. And Steve, this is why they hate us. This is why we're tyrannical. This
Prosecutions?
Yes, we got the bench for. This is why we're dictators, because we're actually going to use the Constitution to prosecute them for crimes they said we have always been guilty of, but never have. This is why we're dictators, because we're actually going to use the Constitution.
Donald Trump has just nominated.
So,
Constitution.
let me go ahead and do that for you. So you heard some words from Steve Bannon and Kash Patel again. Trump's pick for FBI director. All right. So here's my issue with just a lot of his picks. He's grabbing all these yes people, and people that are not for, I don't know, the people, not for serving Americans, serving the majority. See, here's my thing. Yes, pick people that are qualified for the position, not qualified to kiss your ring and at all times and agree with everything you say, because at the end of the day, guess what? You don't know every single position within your cabinet. You're not qualified. Even the president's not qualified for every single position under his administration. That's why he brings on a professional. That's why he brings on somebody that is qualified to do that job. All right. So you bring on this guy who has written a children's book about how Trump was betrayed, and how he was what's the word I'm looking for? How he was I can't think of the term. Basically how the courts, everything was taken over by the left and they went after Donald Trump, and it was political scrutiny. It was a just what everything that Trump has been speaking on is what Kash Patel is going to be bringing into the White House. I mean, this is serious now. This is serious stuff. A political war crime. That's the phrase I'm looking for. A war crime, a political war crime, and politically motivated thing. Like he has wrote children's books. So this crazy narrative can continue to be spread out. I mean, do you see this? For those who are watching, you see how just bizarre and spooky this image looks already? This guy has been a far right extremist since the beginning, and you want to bring more people like him into the White House? Give me a break, dude. So let me read you this article reported by The Hill about this opinionated writer from CNN. Haynes Brown is his name. Says here that Kash Patel as FBI director would be like if you cross Alex Jones with J. Edgar Hoover in terms of just how much he would want to ignore precedents and the constraints that have been put on the FBI over the years. Recently told journalist Sam Stein on MSNBC. There's a clip highlighted by Mediaite. The choice of Patel as the FBI head has resulted in mixed reactions from lawmakers and ex-officials. Republicans, however, have praised Patel's selection. All right. I'm reading a quote here. It says it's a terrible development for the men and women of the FBI and also for the nation that depends on highly functioning professionals, independent FBI, independent Federal Bureau of Investigation. Former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe said recently. And then also on Truth Social, Trump called his potential FBI director a brilliant lawyer, investigator, and America First fighter who has spent his career exposing corruption, defending justice, and protecting the American people. In what way? Because again, he's only been popular on your platforms. He's only been popular to your base, speaking on your rhetoric, sir. How in the world do you call this individual a man of unity when he's bringing people that is on the extreme right that only praises him? How? This guy is, you might as well bring Alex Jones into the White House. You might as well bring freaking Dan Bongino into the White House. You might as well bring Steve Bannon back into the White House. Like, this is too much. I played it. I was fair when you picked Pete Hegseth, because even though he might not be qualified to run that majority and probably never ran an organization at that position, guess what? He was a vet. He served. He has the medals to prove it. He has the time to prove it. Yes, he's been on Fox News for the longest, but guess what? He's been there for the longest, sharing his opinion, speaking. He's a qualified guy. Okay. You always want to work up a position, so give him a chance. Let him try it out. Even Sean Duffy. Sean Duffy is a former congressman. He has the experience. Now, this gentleman, I don't know. Let me read you a little bit of his background. Let's see here. Let me read a little bit of Mr. Patel's background before I move forward. Yes, attorney, previously served as U.S. National Security Council official, senior advisor to the acting director of national intelligence, and chief of staff to the acting United States Secretary of Defense during the first Trump presidency. So he's worked mainly under the Trump administration. I mean, on paper, you can say that he could possibly be a contender, but I just feel as though if it's for the FBI, which is supposed to be an independent Federal Bureau of Investigation, what's independent about this guy? There's nothing independent about this guy. Nothing. To me, he's a part of the paranoid MAGA movement, and yes, I said it, paranoid, because that's in my opinion. I think the MAGA movement is full of paranoid individuals. Now, you can be a Republican all you want. I'm a fiscally conservative, socially liberal. All right. But when it comes to MAGA, that's a whole different party. So, yeah, say whatever you want. I could care less, but that's how I feel about that. It was funny. A gentleman described it. He said one of his friends called MAGA is fun, football, and beer, and the left is tofu and HR. I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was a pretty good description between two, because I think it is. It's just an entertaining. It's entertaining to folks. It's for people that feel that are totally anti-government and feel betrayed. And you hear the words that come out of Donald Trump's mouth that is appealing to those. They're like, hey, he's saying what I'm thinking. He's for me. Yeah, yeah. And then of course you got those who don't want female leadership. Yes, I went there. Those are, I feel like that party is not big on change at all. At all. The more you grow, the more you know. And no one wants to change. No one wants to grow. Let me see some let's see here. I'll read a little more about this gentleman a little later on, but that has been the kind of most viral pick so far. And that's the annoying thing. Like, a lot of these folks are far right wing media personalities. There's a lot of them that he's just like saying, I pick them, I pick him, I pick him, I pick him. Oh, let's pick him, bring him on in. Like, it's all just a fun game right now for Trump. It's not even serious at this point. Another gentleman that he just recently announced for ambassador to France is his son-in-law's Jared Kushner's father, Charles Kushner. Now, here's another interesting thing. If y'all didn't know about Charles Kushner, Charles Kushner is a former pardoned felon. All right, a pardoned felon. He is let's see here. He well, I don't know if he still is, but he was an American well, obviously he's American, but he was a real estate developer. He's a disbarred former attorney. He founded Kushner Companies in 85. In 2005, he was convicted of illegal campaign contributions, tax evasion, and witness tampering after hiring prostitute to seduce his brother-in-law, arranging to record a sexual encounter between the two and sending the tape to his sister. He was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment, which he served in the federal prison camp in Montgomery. As a convicted felon, he was disbarred in 3 states. The case was prosecuted by Chris Christie, former governor of New Jersey, who said Kushner committed one of the most loathsome, disgusting crimes he ever prosecuted. He later received a pardon issued by his son's father-in-law, Donald Trump, while he was engaged in efforts to overturn the 2020 election. The pardon, let's see here. The interesting thing about Kushner is he did his time, right? He did his time, yet he is still a billionaire. This was in 2006. It said here that the family was estimated net worth of $1.8 billion. He has employed 2 fellow inmates with whom he became acquainted with in prison. I mean, I'm trying to grasp that. So, a former convicted felon, he was pardoned. Okay. It was mainly for money. It wasn't like he, took a life or anything. And here's where I'm going with this. You can consider this like, white collar crimes, right? But it's still a crime. It's still a law. Why is it that we criticize those who look for opportunities to build up their careers, that probably have more of a passion to hold this position, but yet you give it to your family, you give it to people that, I don't know, used to be in jail? Okay. I don't understand, man. But hey, it's a part of the biggest reality show that we're going to see for the next 4 years. The biggest reality show that we're going to see, Ambassador to France. Woo! Wonder what his with his background and experiences with that, besides visiting on vacation. Like, it's interesting, man. It really this stuff really interests me. But we will continue to follow up more, y'all. To all my listeners who are Trump supporters, hey, I love you. Thank you so much for supporting me. And I I I'm probably getting on your nerves right now because I'm criticizing your boy, but hey, that's just me. I told you that. I'm a middle person. I've criticized. I can continue to criticize the Democratic Party. But hey, criticizing one side is just boring. I like to be equal, but you know how I feel about Trump. Now, look, he's the next president. I'm not going to continue to to moan and groan about that. Because he won. He won fair and square. A lot of folks are saying it was rigged. I say shame on you to think it's rigged, because when the opposing side said it was rigged, you were like, oh, he's just being a sore loser. Now look, look who's talking, and now y'all saying it was rigged. Oh, look, accept the defeat, accept that you lost, and just get over it. You get over it, because all the voices is not going to continue to change the process at this point. It's not going to change him from becoming president. What it is going to continue to be more added fuel and help his base get larger and larger and larger. I was watching I was watching uh uh and a conversation between actors Jennifer Lewis and Stephen A. Smith. And Jennifer Lewis, strong liberal, strong supporter of Kamala Harris, and she has some very passionate words. I wish I could play the video on here, but due to the explicit language, I couldn't do that. But she had some strong words to say. Did I disagree with her? No, but at the end of the day, you can't fully say that was the overall reason why she lost. Kamala Harris lost. Jennifer Lewis, what she basically stated was, people want to keep women in their place. Especially, she spoke specifically on minority men who voted for Trump. They want to keep women in their place. I'm not saying that's all true. I'm not saying that that's all a lie. I can definitely say that that's parts of the reason. I mean, that's just the America we live in. There's people out there that don't want female leadership. That's in everywhere. Politics, sports, business, you name it. They don't want women leadership. It's unfortunate, because those same men that might lead a company, guess who they're going to go home to and ask for questions when it comes to, okay, was this bill paid, or who is the most there's a lot of men that have female secretaries runs the day-to-day of the superior. A secretary has a huge role. They just just the title sounds like a beneath position, but best believe they do more work than the actual superior. The superior just happens to have that position and the money, and that's it. And has the important voice in saying. But the secretaries, man, they run the world. And I'm not calling all women secretaries, but I'm just trying to use certain things as an example of how women run the world. That's just me. They run the household, they run the finances, they run the business. Whenever you go and have a question about something, you go to your wife or your mother or your grandmother or your aunts. I'm just like, we have to remember how powerful women are, guys. But I know I'm going on a rant, but I brought Jennifer Lewis as an example because there's a bunch of people with the same mindset of Jennifer Lewis that's still not getting over the whole Trump winning the election. And it's just, hey, you just have to that's just the way of the world. That's just America, y'all. That's just America. So we will continue to follow up with more Trump picks, because again, it is going to be long-standing news once we have the inauguration. Until not even just the inauguration, once the process is completed and who it will be moving forward with those positions. I mean, it's I'm surprised. It's funny because for how extreme they're like, a Cash Patel, uh, oh Lord, Cash Patel, uh, Matt Gates would have been if he didn't withdraw. Um, it's just crazy how people like a Candace Owens who was like, wow, I can't believe I didn't get selected. First of all, she's busy getting banned from countries, man. She already got banned from Australia. She just got banned from New Zealand. She's gonna continue to get banned because, hey, people just don't like Candace. Candace got a mouth on her. She says what's on her mind. A lot of stuff I do not agree with her, but hey, she's made a career out of it. She's succeeded to a level where, hey, she's got more followers than me. So hey, what's there to say? But she was feeling some kind of way that she wasn't selected in Trump's cabinet. It was a shocker to me. I won't explain why. That's for that's for you guys to all think on, and probably just say, hey, what is Arington thinking? Why did he say that? Why would he say that? He knows exactly why she wasn't selected. Look, guys, I'm gonna take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere, but we be back. What is happening, my friends? Welcome back to the Arington Gavin Show. I told you we had some more stuff in store for you, this time in the sports world. So I don't know if y'all heard about, but recently I had played a soundbite of a senator that was talking about how he has spoken with President Donald Trump about trying to get back the original name of the Washington Commanders, which they used to be called the Washington Redskins of the NFL. And there has since then been more urges to bring back that name. Now, this reported by Sports Illustrated says here that Commanders urge to consider bringing back the Redskins logo. Says here that the Washington Commanders are no strangers to controversy, from the team's historic rebrand to their efforts to move beyond the legacy of the name, the Redskins name. The franchise has spent years navigating tricky waters for the foundation, waters of the culture, progress, and tradition. But just when it seemed the past was firmly in the rear view mirror, the Commanders are making headlines again, this time with the possibility of reviving their retired Redskins logo. Now, look, the Commanders now, the Washington football team, they're having a hell of a season. They're having a great season, probably one of their best ones they've had in years. All right. I feel like this is a bad time, or just maybe more publicity to get more attention, because they're having a great season. Hey, why not? They're having such a good season. Why not bring it back? Let's do whatever they say, because they're being, they're performing so at a high pace. So maybe it might be easier to sway those individuals that you had to speak with in order to remove the logo. Maybe we can gear it up and bring it back. But here's what had occurred recently. So a few weeks back, or excuse me, a couple weeks back, the U.S. Senate Committee of Energy and Natural Resources voted 17-2 to advance legislation HR 4984, which would transfer control of the RFK Stadium site to the District of Columbia. For fans, this is exciting news as it sets the stage for potential new stadium, for a potential new stadium on the grounds where football legacy was born, where Washington football legacy was born. Now, but the bill's approval came with an unexpected twist. Now, negotiations between the NFL, the Washington Commanders, and lawmakers to restore the controversial logo. Now, Montana Senator Stephen Daines, which I don't know why Montana Senator is getting his 2 cents with what's happening in the Washington area, but anyway, Montana Senator Steve Daines confirmed that talks are underway with Fox News America reports. He quotes, "There are good faith in negotiation going forward that's going to allow the logo to be used again." He also said he suggested that proceeds from merchandise featuring the logo could go towards supporting Native American causes, framing it as an opportunity to honor Indian country. It's no secret the Redskins logo holds sentimental value for a lot of fans. It was created by Walter Blackie Wetzel, a leader of the Blackfeet Nation, and inspired by Chief John Two Guns White Calf. Wetzel's family sees it as a point of pride. It's exciting to even have the conversation after they said it would be gone forever. Walter's grandson, Ryan Wetzel, told the Daily Montana, "The Redskins logo hold a special place in the hearts of many fans, but it also has deep culture significance designed by Blackie Wetzel's the leader in the Blackfeet Nation. The logo was inspired by Blackfeet Chief John Two Guns White Calf." Let's see. It's exciting. Even have the while the idea of reviving the logo is gaining traction for some circles, it's not without complications. The Commanders have made it clear that they're not considering a return to the Washington Redskins name, which they retired in 2020 after years of public pressure. The logo, however, is a different story. So here's my thing, guys. And then the initial reason, that's what I'm trying to figure out, was the initial reason because it was offensive to Native Americans? Because you're busy calling the Redskins, we are the Redskins. Because here's the thing, the logo is one thing, but the name I feel like was a big issue. Like, that's just my thing. The logo is one thing, but the name was a big issue. Because I look at it like this. If there was a logo of a say the Black Panther fist, right? And they got a team called the Blackies. I mean, wouldn't that be offensive? Or I'm just using that as an example. Let me see here. If you just had a I don't know, or let me make it even worse. You had African African colors, and then you're called the blacks or the blackies. Like I said, I think or the black skins. I feel like that's offensive. I think if the logo alone had had a positive message, then I think the name the Commanders will be fine. Maybe they could do like bring back the logo and stick with the name of the Commanders, because it has more pride with that name, more respect, within leadership. You can't be called the Chiefs because that's already taken in Kansas City. But I mean, that's something to think about. And I feel as though that what the Montana senator had presented is not is not bad, but I feel as though that, hey, look, well, let's bring it back and we'll make a deal with you. We'll keep giving money to your causes as long as we can bring it back and call y'all the Redskins. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like you're throwing a dog a bone whenever they say, okay, we can continue to call you the Dogs as long as we throw you some treats here and there. You're fine. Everybody will be on one accord. You know what I mean? But what's your take on it? Because I still see, because I live in Virginia, we have a lot of Washington fans. I have family. My brother is a huge Washington fan, and I know it was probably tough when they did the name change, not just because they were passionate about that name, but you got to look at how long that's been the name to all the merchandise people have probably collected in the past years and said, look, I've decked out my whole SUV in Washington Redskins. It's still, I mean, I've seen cars to this day, that have their Washington Redskins logos and stuff all on it. They didn't scrape it off. It's just it was a huge adjustment as far as like refinishing your merch and all this stuff. So if they try to bring it back, and I feel that's going to be a lot. I think people are just now used of still continue to get used to the name the Commanders. At the time, they used to be called just the Washington Football Team, which I thought was I thought that was really really boring. But at the time, they couldn't figure out a name, so they said we're just going to be called the Washington Football Team, and then they went for the Commanders. I think the Commanders is dope. Still kept the color scheme. But I just don't. I think it's too late. I think they should not bring it back. See, this Montana senator is calling it a part of the woke community because they were the ones that were saying how offensive this is. Now, again, I need to backtrack, and I'll talk more about this on another episode of did the Native Americans find this offensive? Again, I'm just speaking for myself. If someone's calling me anything skin, brown skin, black, I think that's just that's you're hitting that line. You're hitting that line. Again, the logo alone, I don't see it being offensive, but especially if it was created by a Native American. But be careful on the name. That's just my 2 cents, y'all. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. DM us. Let me know what you think. We're gonna digress and move it on to another story here on the show. How am I looking with time? Looking pretty decent. Let me go ahead and bring this up, man. One weekend recently, college football, I think it was rivalry weekend. Bro, it was fights everywhere. When I tell you everywhere, it was everywhere. And let me go ahead and find y'all some. Let me play y'all some of these brawls that occurred. We had obviously the upset between Ohio State and Michigan. University of Michigan beat the Ohio State, and that turned into a massive brawl. UNC and I believe NC State also had a huge brawl. And it's looking like, is that Florida? There's so many. Let me go and play some of these for you.
That's what we do. First of all, let's stop this. And folks, something interesting is going on the field right now. Michigan tried to plant their flag in the middle of the Ohio State field, and the Buckeyes rushed right to them. And now there's some skirmishes going on the field.
I'm talking fans, coaches, players, students, everybody fighting. Everybody fighting.
An unsportsmanlike gesture by the Wolverines. Unnecessary.
So that's Michigan and Ohio State. Let's move it on.
Gene, we saw kind of
USC.
A punch being thrown right there. While they're reviewing, can they see something like that and call a personal foul on that play?
It looks like Notre Dame and USC.
I don't think that this is reviewable as they're looking, or a reviewable aspect.
Who punches?
Gene, we saw kind of a punch being
thrown.
That's
one. Here's UNC, and it looks like South Carolina game, or is that NC State, or is that the Gamecocks? I think that no, that's NC State, UNC and NC State. So then there's a brawl going. I mean, look at that. Is that Boston College? It looks like the Gators. I mean, it is mayhem, y'all. Mayhem. I don't know what's in the air right now, but I don't think people fully. Maybe they didn't get all their feast that they wanted from Thanksgiving. I don't know.
Watch him turn and run towards him. Will Lee pushes the receiver. Now you see the Texas players. That was Silas Bolden reacting.
Lee's highly outnumbered in there.
How
Sports
Last
logo. And then the former Wildcat Tangaita put it in the middle of the field.
I mean, y'all, what was your take on that? Now, I remember when I was in high school, man. Yeah, we had rivalries that we do a little trash talk. Well, we never had brawls. I kind of sometimes in the heat of the moment with the adrenaline going, it's like you do want to just like you want to have a brawl. And the thing is like people are more bound, especially football players are more bound to have brawls because you already know you're protected. It's literally like who can literally chucks the person the farthest, who can get to you to just shove and push and all that stuff, because you're gonna get held back and stuff. I mean, I don't know. It's just I've never been a fighter. I've probably been in like 2 fights in my whole lifetime. Not proud of it. But it's just when you see this happening on the field, it helps ratings. It helps ticket sales. People love, I mean, look at hockey. Hockey embraces the fights, right? Literally a ref will like, all right, you got like 15, 20 seconds. All right, who's going to win? It's literally a battle off, like who's punching until one person gets knocked out. It's on video games, for crying out loud. That's the only reason I go to hockey games. What else? We see a lot of brawls happening in the stands, which I think it's dangerous because there's crowds of people that can easily get trampled. You got people that are juiced up on some alcohol. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot. It's a lot, but man, I have not seen so many brawls in my life on one college weekend. I've never seen it. I've seen maybe 2 or 3, and you see a couple of tussles in the heat of the moment, but like these were brawls, y'all. Literally, like I think Ohio State players had got pepper spray from police officers. The police like, all right, y'all ain't trying to bring it up. I gotta bring out the pepper spray. Man, like it was insane. It was insane, y'all. Let's see here. Let me see. I think I'm doing good time. I might have a chance to get a good portion of my let me go ahead. Okay. Keep it in sports. I want to bring up this story before we end this episode. I don't know if y'all remember this gentleman. For those who are his name is Croy, I believe. Berman. Croy is a former NFL player. He's also a former reality star. And let me read you a little background about Croy. Croy used to be married to, who was he married to? Kim Zolciak. She was one of the stars from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. One of the originals. It was like literally like one white woman, and that was her. And she has since then been a reality star since then, having her own spinoff shows, and she's always bragged about her lifestyle, thinking that money isn't an option. When she first had married Croy, who was a lot younger than him, a lot younger than her, excuse me. He at the time was playing for the Atlanta Falcons. And so she's thinking she said she got a football player doing, having a decent career, by the way. And she thought she was set. She began to live above her means. And I wouldn't just say her, him too. You could say he was either pressured or just, thought he was set. But again, like most pro athletes, your career is never promised, especially in the world of football, man. Football, the average career span is literally dropped down to like 2 years. He played from 2008 to 2016. He was drafted 5th round. So at the time he didn't have a huge contract, but he had he kept a position. Had a pretty decent career. He's from Montana, so not born into money. Born from money. But he thought he was on top of the world. He had a wife, had kids with this lady, and thought everything else was dandy. But here's the sad part, though. Let's see here. They had huge money issues. And I will personally say, he's blaming his wife for their money issues. In 2023, he filed divorce to his wife after 11 years of marriage, citing that the filing date saying separation on April 30th, and then after that, they announced that they had terminated their separation and are going to work on their marriage. And a month later, filed divorce again for the second time. It's been rough. They've lost their home. They've had to auction off so many stuff, and it was a viral video of him just going ham, just really he was extremely emotional, and it's sad because you could tell he wasn't the cause of a lot of this. That's where I got it from, and I'm telling y'all, what you see on these reality shows, especially the Real Housewives, man, that life is foreign, it's fake, it's not even real. So I brought this up because, and I might have to finish this on the next episode, but I at least want to start it a little bit here. It's reported by TMZ. He's working for a crane and rigging company, obviously trying to settle some of his money issues now. I'm not gonna read the full article, but I just want to speak on this because people are saying, "Bro, didn't you just play in the NFL? Why are you working for this, a crane company?" Let me tell you something, y'all. No job is too small, because at the end of the day, honest living is an honest living. If he can afford, if he gets some benefits, get a good paying job that's guaranteed, guess what? That is a blessing to have. There's a lot of people that always say, "Oh, this job is too small beneath me. This job is beneath me. I got to go for the big top." No, you need to stop being dumb, in my opinion. Always have a side hustle, but always have something that's part-time, that's guaranteed, something with benefits. Because look, healthcare is expensive, dental is expensive, insurance is, everything is expensive, y'all. And again, nothing is ever a guarantee, especially if you work in sales and somebody that works with the NFL, he gets a check, from the NFL. I don't know if it's been after a certain amount of years you start receiving some kind of retirement from the league, but it's just, and he still has kids, so he still has to pay probably alimony or pay child support and all that. It's a lot. It is a lot. And so I just want to say, kudos to Croy for rebuilding, doing all he can to help pay, help build a great life for his kids, himself. And I hope all is well. I hope he finds love again. And I hope it's not with the freaking reality star who was, probably just wanted you for your money in the first place. All right. Because it's an ugly divorce that they have been going through, and it's very publicized as well. I mean, again, they had a huge mansion, lost it. A lot of stuff is getting auctioned off. I mean, it's truly a sad ending. From again, an 11-year thought was all about love and about family and this and that, but people tend to just want to live above their means, and hey, that's not reality, y'all. That is not reality. Look, guys, I'll continue to talk a little more about his story on the next show, but I'm running out of time. Do me a favor, continue to tune into the Arington Gavin Show Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, as well as wherever you listen to your podcast, as well as on the streaming platforms of YouTube and Rumble. I truly appreciate my friend. Y'all take care. God bless. I will talk to you soon. I'm out.